Title: Understanding the difference between economic growth and economic development. Economic growth and economic development are terms often used interchangeably, but they represent distinct concepts in the world of economics. While both are essential for a nation's progress, they have different objectives and outcomes. In this video, we will delve into the differences between economic growth and economic development, highlighting their respective importance and impact on societies and economies. Economic growth. Economic growth primarily refers to the increase in a country's output of goods and services, typically measured by the gross domestic product, GDP. It's a quantitative indicator that focuses on the expansion of the economy's size over a period. Here are some key aspects of economic growth. Quantitative focus. Economic growth emphasizes the increase in the production of goods and services. It is often measured in terms of GDP growth, which reflects the value of all goods and services produced within a country's borders. Short-term perspective. It is more focused on the short-term or immediate results. Governments and policymakers often target economic growth as a way to create jobs, boost investments, and stimulate consumer spending. Material well-being. Economic growth can contribute to higher income levels and an improved standard of living for citizens, as it generates more job opportunities and increases people's incomes. Market-driven. Economic growth is closely tied to market forces, including consumer demand, investments, and trade. Market-oriented policies, deregulation, and free market principles are often associated with driving economic growth. Economic development. Economic development encompasses a broader set of objectives, focusing on improving the overall well-being of a country's population. It considers social, political, and economic factors and aims to achieve sustainable, long-term progress. Here are some key aspects of economic development. Qualitative focus. Economic development goes beyond mere quantitative growth. It aims to improve the quality of life by addressing issues such as poverty, inequality, education, healthcare, and environmental sustainability. Long-term perspective. Unlike economic growth, economic development has a long-term view. It seeks to create a foundation for sustained improvements in living standards and overall well-being. Human development. Economic development places a strong emphasis on human development indicators, such as literacy rates, life expectancy, and access to basic services, in addition to economic factors. Policy interventions. Achieving economic development often requires government interventions, such as social welfare programs, healthcare access, and education initiatives to address societal issues and promote equity. The interplay between economic growth and economic development. While economic growth and economic development are distinct concepts, they are interconnected. Economic growth can provide the resources needed for economic development, while economic development ensures that the benefits of growth are equitably distributed. Here's how they interact. Complementary goals. Both economic growth and economic development aim to improve the overall well-being of a nation, but they do so through different means. Economic growth is the engine that provides the resources, and economic development ensures these resources are used to address societal challenges. Inclusivity. Economic development addresses issues of inequality, ensuring that marginalized groups benefit from the fruits of economic growth. It promotes social justice and aims to reduce poverty and disparities. Sustainability. Economic development encourages sustainable practices and environmental stewardship, ensuring that economic growth does not come at the cost of depleting resources or harming the environment. Long-term prosperity. By fostering human capital development and social progress, economic development contributes to the long-term sustainability and prosperity of a nation. In summary, economic growth and economic development represent distinct but interrelated concepts in economics. Economic growth focuses on the quantitative expansion of an economy, whereas economic development encompasses a broader, qualitative perspective, emphasizing human well-being and social progress. While economic growth provides the resources for development, it is the latter that ensures equitable distribution and addresses issues like poverty, inequality, and environmental sustainability. Ultimately, a balanced approach that integrates both economic growth and economic development is essential for a nation's sustainable progress and the well-being of its citizens. Policymakers and economists must recognize and work towards achieving this delicate equilibrium to foster comprehensive prosperity.